Hi and welcome to this new video. Today we're going to talk about the rule of thirds. No matter which camera you're using, you can use a phone or a professional camera. This composition rule will help you to get better pictures. So let's get right into it. We're going to look at some example shots right now, and there we'll show you how the rule of thirds works. So let's get right into it. The first picture is this one I took in Croatia while sailing. So I'm going to show you what the rule of thirds is. So we're drawing a grid on top of the image, which you can see right here and right here. So basically you apply a grid on top of the image. You can also do this by going into your settings of your camera or your iPhone and your Android phone. So pretty much any camera can do this. You go into setting and you activate the grid. This will get you exactly this grid on top of your live view on the back of your camera or on your phone. And this will help you to compose your shots. So you want to position the horizon always on one of the lines. So if you take a vertical picture like this one, you're going to position the horizon on the top line right here, on this line. Right here. And it is always a very interesting shot if you position your subject on one of the corners. So where the lines meet, right here, for example. This is not perfect in this case because the boats aren't exactly on the grid, but it's also a not perfect grid because I only draw it on top of it. So, but you can see what it does to the image. And the rule of thirds ensures that I don't have too much sky in the image or too much uninteresting ground, and it leads the viewer into the picture. So this helps. And we're going to look at another shot. The next shot is this one right here. So we're going to apply the grid again. It's right here, here, and here. Here. And as you can see right here, I positioned my subject on the corner. So the car is right here. I'm going to erase the part, but the car is right here where the lines meet. And this is a very nice spot to position your subject. The next shot we're going to talk about is this one. And right here you can see, I'm going to apply the grid again. So right here and here and here and here. Here you can see that the grid also works with more complex pictures. So in these pictures we have 3 different layers. I always recommend to have 3 layers if it's possible. So there is the foreground, which is the bottom part right here. It's number 1 right here on the bottom. The second part is the middle ground. This is where my subject is. So right here. So this is all the middle ground, and the background would be the top, the sky, and the mountain in this case. So this helps me to compose the image and to separate it in different elements. And you can also use this afterwards in your editing program. So you can darken, for example, your foreground, you can lighten up your sky or your background, and you can make your middle ground where your subject is more contrasty, so it pops more. And this also helps to draw the attention of the viewer where you want it to be. So let's look at another shot. The next shot is this one, a very nice example for the rule of thirds. And yeah, as you can see right here, I draw the grid on top of it, and you can see I positioned my subject on the corner right here, and the mountains, the background is on the top line. So on this line there is my background, and here is my subject. So right here I positioned her on this corner. And yeah, there's very much going on in the picture, but the rule of thirds helps me to organize the shot. And you should always use this method if you're a beginner or even if you're a professional. And yeah, there are a lot of pictures where you don't use the rule of thirds. There are many other techniques to compose a shot, but this is a very easy one and something you can always have in your head and use to get a better picture if you're out shooting. Because some other rules are more complex and you need to think a bit more about what you're doing. So this simple technique to get better pictures and to step up your photography game. So the next picture we're going to look at is this one. It's a horizontal picture. And in this picture, the rule of thirds works the same way as with the vertical pictures. So we're going to draw a grid on top of it. And as you can see right here. So on the top, in the top part, there is my background, the mountains in the back. In the middle ground is the lake and the forest, and I positioned my subject, the girl, right here in the middle, but on the line. You don't need to always position your subject in a corner. You can also position your subject on one of those lines. This will also work. Yeah. And you, as you can see, also again, like the vertical picture before, there is the bottom part is my foreground, the middle part is my middle ground, and the background. So the viewer has a lot to discover, and you can draw the attention of the viewer back and forth with some editing tricks. But I will explain the editing tricks in another video. And as you saw in the intro of the video, when I sit on the left or on the right, I always want to ensure that I have room to look into. What I mean by that is I don't want to look at the short side. So if I would sit right here, I don't want to look this way. I want to look that way so that I have room to look into the picture. This is very important if you're photographing people. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule. If you want to make the picture look a little bit depressing, or you want to get a mood which is not that happy or normal, so a very sad mood, for example, you can use this technique. But otherwise, I would always recommend to give your character room to look into. So if they're more on the left side, they look on the right side, give them more room to the side which they're going or looking into. This is very important. This was only a basic guide for composition. You should apply this rule every time you can. I guarantee you will take better pictures. This method helped me so much and I use it all the time. Of course, I use different techniques as well, but this one, it's simple, it's straightforward. Every camera has it in it, so you simply go into the settings of your camera and enable the grid function, and you get this grid and it will help you to get better pictures. I hope this video helped you and you learned something. If you want to help me, like and subscribe and maybe share with your friends if you found it interesting. If you want to know something, let me know in the comments down below, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye.